Welcome to Tom Papa's Come to Papa.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Come to Papa, your favorite podcast among all the other podcasts in all the other universes of this great universe. Hey, Paul.
Hey, Tom. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I am in New York City. Where are you?
I am in Los Angeles, California.
Oh, I remember that place. What's it like there? I hear that the weather's perfect all the time.
It's getting warmer and warmer.
Oh, really?
It's just
Do
sunny
tell.
all the time. Where are you? You're in the middle of a book whirlwind, right? You're a literary person now.
I am officially today a published author. The
Congratulations.
book came out today,
Awesome.
my friends.
Sweet.
You can go on Amazon or go to your bookstore and demand that you want your copy of Your Dad Stole My Rake and Other Family Dilemmas. Yeah,
Sweet.
It's pretty exciting. I'm going on interviews with people, and they're sitting there with the book in their hand, and they've read it and enjoyed it, and it's a pretty weird, good feeling.
That's awesome, man. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Now we just have to keep the word out there so people can be reminded it's out there and they can buy it. I'm doing an event tonight with Ron Bennington called Unmasked, which is a Sirius
Unmasked.
XM show.
That's a famous thing. You're one of the comedy luminaries if you get unmasked.
Yeah, it's a really good one.
Yeah,
Doing that at the
cool.
Village Underground tonight. And then on Wednesday, anyone that can't make it to a live signing, listed on my website, if you're not in one of those cities, Portland, Phoenix, L.A., New York, D.C., you can tomorrow night go to my Facebook Live, my Facebook page at 7 p.m. East, and I'm going to be doing an online signing. So say you live in Alabama, and you can't make it up to New York City. Just go 7 o'clock on Facebook Live tomorrow. Just go to my Facebook page, and we will be there. Ryan Hamilton's going to be my sidekick, and
Nice.
we're going to be able to interact with our fans, sign a book, and send it away.
Awesome.
Yeah, very exciting. And
It
then
seems like there's no way that would work, but that's cool.
I still am not convinced. I am totally not convinced. And then I'm going to Ridgewood, New Jersey, and then I'm going off to Chicago from there. I'm going to be on live from here this weekend. The show formerly known as Prairie Home Companion. I will be on there Saturday,
Right.
and I'm going to read from the book and stuff. So yeah, it's I just wrapped the Top Secret Bread show yesterday.
Nice.
And got launched right into the book thing. So I'm just knocking them out one day at a time.
Yeah, and then you've got some TV coming up too, right? Or is that next week?
Next week, Joe Rogan, Stephen Colbert, and Conan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you're not taping Colbert this week, right? You're just going to be going back there? Or?
I'll be there a week from today, next Tuesday.
Okay.
I'm going to come to L.A. for one day and then come right back.
Right, yeah. I ended up running into your publicist,
Oh, yeah?
I think. Yeah, and yeah, they were asking, because they're like, Tom's going to be in Portland, Salt Lake City, and you're in like 9 cities before we do that Phoenix club.
Yeah.
So he's like, are you going to be at any of those? I was like, no, I have no idea where he is right now.
Yeah, it's kind of insane. And I think that Phoenix one, we're going to end up having to shift the Thursday because of Conan.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. You might end up headlining the Thursday part of it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's 10 grand. They got me for one night. I'm all set.
Yeah.
We got to bend them over a barrel.
Yeah, do it. So what's going on in L.A.?
Maybe we could do a live, you could do it remotely. Has that ever been done? Now that you can sign books and not be there, you could just do a show and not be there, too.
Oh, I can't wait for that day where you're just a hologram. It's got to be coming soon.
Do it on Periscope.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been there's been fun times, and then there's been the world of dentistry that I've been dealing with, which is never fun.
Still?
So I can tell you, oh man, this is gonna be. I have no idea all this stuff's involved. So I've got like 9 more appointments still to go on. So, yeah.
What are you getting done?
Well, I just I don't want to talk about too much because it is a drag, but it's like, you know, if you crack a tooth or something like that, you have to get it like shaved down and then you put a crown on it, right? And then if it's too bad, then you have to get a root canal and the crown on it. So basically my 2 appointments, I got the tooth shaved down and now they're waiting to see if I need root canals, which is another set of appointments as it is. And then when I get the crowns put on, that's another 2 more appointments. But yeah, it costs more than my first year of college.
Oh my God. Oh, this is the worst.
So I'll be driving Uber next week probably. But
well, it's a good way to meet people.
Oh, no, it makes me, I don't know if this happened to you. We talked about it a little bit. Like when I was a kid, I had to go to the dentist like once a week, it seemed like. So when I was an adult, I just really, I mean, honestly, you know how like some days you wake up, you're like, oh, I'm so happy I don't have to get up early. Like I feel like that about the dentist. Like I still, as bad as my day is, I'm like, oh, at least I don't have to go to the dentist today. And and like tomorrow I have to go to the dentist, and next week I have to go to the dentist, and you know, so it kind of sucks, and that's why people don't go, man. It's like, you know, would you rather just you know, wait until something bad happens, which then that's why all the stuff costs so much money. But
yeah, it's so crazy. It's crazy it's cost that much money. It's so ridiculous.
And also the worst part about it is like dental insurance covers like nothing. So I even thought of like roast jokes. I was like, oh, that lady's dress covers less than my dental insurance. Like, I was like, nobody knows that reference except for me. But I was just trying to entertain myself in the.
I think everybody
office.
knows that. It's true. You know, even if you're one of the if you're lucky enough to even get dental insurance, it really covers like $200. It's like for a make believe dentistry.
Yeah. So it's been a big hassle. Just all the phone calls and I was like. They want me to do 2 root canals in the same day, which that's not normal, right? I was like, I'm not sitting in a dentist chair for 6 hours. And this is right before I go to Iraq for that tour. Like the only the only thing is like I'm like rushing to get this done before I go to Iraq. So
they act like you have nothing else to do in your day. Like they act like you're. I'm always like, okay, as a comedian, maybe I do have a good amount of my day today. But if you had a regular job, you can't be spending 6 hours in the dentist's office.
Yeah, and it was like
anything over an hour is absurd.
Yeah, and I had those 2 appointments. I was like, okay, you're either gonna do the root canal today if I need it, or not do it, and then I'll just come back and get the crowns done. And they're like, oh no, we don't even know that yet. So I've literally got like 5 more appointments just to figure out if I need the root canals. So that's why I'm just gonna have all fake teeth from here on out.
Ay.
If I did get the gold teeth, they'd be cheaper, I think. I think it's $1,000 for just a white one, so I'd rather just have a gold one.
Yeah, get a whole rack of gold ones. That would be pretty cool. People would definitely respect you. People would be scared of you on the street.
Yeah, you're looking for that hook. That's your hook.
Powdery guy opens his mouth and big gold rack of teeth. That's a weird look.
Goldfinger, right? Or no, what was that James Bond villain? Wasn't there one that had like silver teeth? Jaws, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's been... Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, it was dental stuff, and then I did shows all weekend, and then I'm trying to be delicate about this.
Here we go.
What? There was
You got something good.
It was good. I just don't know how much I can say. I think it's okay to say. There's a very famous comedian, one of our favorite comedians,
Arsenio Hall.
No. Well, let me say it first, and you let me know if this is okay to say. And let's say he was filming a new TV show, and it was his birthday. And so he invited a lot of our friends out to celebrate his birthday. And the biggest rock star move I've ever seen happened. So we're at this place celebrating his birthday, and the place is closing. So what this guy does is he calls his tour bus to meet us at this place, and then the party continues on the tour bus. How cool is that?
Jeez. So you're talking about Ron White.
Somebody like that, yeah. But
he's got a bus.
Yes.
He's got a bus. Ron White, Brian Regan, Kevin Hart.
It's definitely one of those. So is that okay to say or no?
Yeah, totally.
No, don't get me in trouble now. It's where I saw your publicist, actually.
Oh, then it definitely was Brian Regan.
Yes, you're correct.
Yeah, no, it's okay to say. It's not like he's not like going to his private island. He's just a guy on the road with his bus.
Yeah, it was. He was filming a new Netflix show that a bunch of our friends were working on, and it was his birthday. It was his birthday, so we went to this really cool place to celebrate, and then I've always heard stories about his bus. He has this like amazing Willie Nelson kind of bus that he stays on even when he's at like a hotel or something.
How many people could fit on the bus?
It's a pretty good amount. It was pretty good.
All stuffed in there?
No, not stuffed at all. That's the way we got to travel, Tom. You got to talk to your book company. Oh yeah,
really?
It was pretty amazing. And the whole thing is like so they're filming the show, and it's like, it's a big enough that I think it sleeps 6 maybe.
Whoa.
And of course he's got like a big part of that. But then if it's parked as if it's like just in a parking lot, it widens out, yeah. So then it becomes like twice the size, and it's like having your own house. It's like,
jeez. Yeah, and he'll fly from home to whatever city, and the driver takes the bus there, meets him there. Then he'll go do his couple of shows. Then he'll get dropped at the airport and fly back home, and the bus goes on to whatever city for next weekend.
Right. Yeah, and it's like he lives in Vegas, I think. So, like after, the bus was just going like right to Vegas after everyone left. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like he's going to wake up in Vegas in 4 hours or 5 hours.
Oh man. That does sound pretty cool. What does it cost?
Yeah.
Probably
What's
$1
that?
million. $1 million.
I'm sure it's not cheap, but it's well, you know the guy from Live Nation, that Jeff Wills.
Yeah.
I think it's his brother. That's his tour guy. That's like on the bus
really?
all the time. Yeah.
Oh. We got to get a little bigger. We need people to buy the book so we can become more famous, and then we can sell more tickets, and then we can get our bus.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. Got to
And
get
unlike Brian, we would bring our fans with us on the bus.
Of course. You need the Live From Here bus, right?
Yeah.
It just goes to every city.
Oh, now you're talking. Out in America. Printed on the side of the bus. Why don't we get some... We'll just get some sponsorship.
Yeah, you could be like John Madden. Just have the Tom Papa Out in America. Yeah, if you put your name on the side, isn't that a write-off? You can write off like a $2 million bus if you put your advertisements on.
This plan sounds great, except for the fact that means we would be living on a bus, and my family hasn't seen me in 2 weeks already.
Right.
I think maybe once the kids are in school, maybe that's when they'll have to deal with the burden of having to tell people that their dad and mom live on a bus.
Well, did you talk to... did you do that event with Gaffigan yet, or no?
It was with Colin.
Oh, with Colin. So I was wondering...
Barnes & Nobles.
Nice. How did that go?
It went well. We had a pretty good turnout, and signed. That was the first book event. We signed some books and sent people on their merry way.
Nice. Yeah, I was curious. I think Gaffigan's the only other one that like has a whole family on the bus, right? I don't know if he has like his own tour bus, but I think that's what he does. Is he brings all the kids on for like the summer.
Right.
I don't think I would. That doesn't seem as enjoyable as what Brian's doing.
Yeah, that sounds a little. I mean, any place you go with 6 kids is a bit rough.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Brian just made that decision. Like, I don't want to deal with airports anymore. And after the show, you can just get on your bus and you're unwinding for like an hour or two anyway, and then you could just fall asleep, and then you basically just wake up in the next city,
Ah, man, that's pretty wonderful. I would love to do that.
Yeah, it was kind of cool to see that, and obviously there's a whole other, you've seen the whole other side with Seinfeld and the private jet too. It's like when you see that other lifestyle, it's kind of neat to peek into it,
Yeah, I have to say the private jet thing makes a little more sense. If we're talking about being Richie rich, it's the private jet goes about 600 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And then shoom, you're right in the next place. And you don't have to have a rule like no number 2 on the bus.
But just think of never being worried about getting up early to go to the airport ever again. That's kind of cool.
Ooh, yeah, that is pretty cool.
And I'm saying that's just if you can fall asleep on a bus, it's just how comfortable you are. I mean, I'm sure Willie Nelson smoking a lot of weed is not a coincidence to help him get to sleep on a bus.
Yeah. I think in the short term, what we do is just get the weed part and pretend we're on a bus. I think that's the best we can do at this point. So your big NBA playoffs, I guess you're right. I guess LeBron is toast.
Well, yeah, I mean, the game that they actually could have won, his 2 teammates, one missed the foul shot to win the game. The other one actually got the rebound, but then thought they were ahead, so he dribbled out the rest of the time.
That's
I don't know if you saw the clip. They have a clip of LeBron realizing that his teammate didn't know that the game was tied, so he didn't shoot. Like, the guy could have just rebounded it and then shot, but he dribbled the clock out like he thought they were ahead. So
right.
They also had a timeout that they could have called a timeout to get a last shot.
Right.
And so there's like it's basically LeBron just found out that he had cancer on the bench is the look that he gives everyone, and doesn't he doesn't talk to anyone. Nobody looks at each other, and they're still, they're going into overtime, so they can still win this game in Golden State, which is a hard place to win. But you could just tell they just gave up before overtime even started. So
yeah,
and then they lost the second game pretty easily. So yeah, I think the third game's tonight.
Wow. Yeah, they're it's not that exciting. This is the fourth time they met in the playoffs. So Golden State 1-2
in
a row.
I mean, is it in a row? Maybe.
Jeez,
might be. Well, the thing is, because LeBron came back from Cleveland, but he was with Kyrie. So the first time they met, Steph Curry was just by himself, and the Golden State beat him pretty easily. And then the second time, Cleveland was down 3-0. They were going to get swept, and they came all the way back with Kyrie, and they won in 7 games. So that was like amazing. And then Golden State last year, they have Kevin Durant now, so they have 2 like MVP guys with Steph Curry and Kevin Durant, and they beat him pretty easily last year. And then Kyrie actually left to go to Boston. So now LeBron's kind of left with nothing. So,
wow.
Yeah, so they're definitely worse than they were last year, and Golden State is probably better. So
who's more disappointed, the people who were rooting for the Cavaliers, or the people who invested money in Solo? The Star Wars movie.
I think that movie will end up okay. Did you see it or no?
No, I just saw a big headline that said it's going to lose a bunch of money.
Oh, it's going to lose money? I just knew that it wasn't like going to open as big as the rest of them, because I think it's, nobody really knew. I don't think the diehard Star Wars people. I feel like it was too close to the other one, too. Didn't they just have a Star Wars movie?
I don't know. Everything's a big blur. Everything is, it seems like it all just came out.
I saw Deadpool 2, which, that's the one the kids are all seeing. And that seemed to be too many comic book references for me. Did you see the first one?
The first one was fun.
Yeah, the first one was fun, good. And it kind of made fun of all that stuff. And then the second one, all the characters, I think, were from comic book movies. So everyone was getting these extra laughs and references that I didn't really understand. So it was still pretty good, but I like the first one a lot better.
Yeah. I think that's kind of the overwhelming response to that movie.
So
let me ask you this: you're a foodie. Have you ever had?
No, you're a foodie now. Look at you. You got your. Well, can you officially announce that this show's coming out, or what?
Well, I have been mentioning it on interviews, and our podcast family has been hearing about it for a long time, so we can talk freely here.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, that's the thing, is you're a food show host and an author. So you've like doubled your occupations in like a week.
Yeah, you're right. We just wrapped yesterday. We just wrapped up the first 8 shows of Baked.
Awesome.
Baked with Tom Papa, coming out on Labor Day.
So then what else do you want to do? Do you want to run for... Because we have to vote tomorrow. You can still get on the ballot. Or no, I got to vote today.
Today. You got to vote today. You're out of time.
No, I'm not. It's only 1 o'clock here.
Oh, okay. I'm so confused
And I literally
by the time zones.
My ballot says a front office of a residence. That's where I vote, in the front office of somebody's house. Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I always like that. I always like those. Have you ever had Uncle Jerry's handmade pretzels?
Uncle Jerry's? I don't think so.
They're sourdough pretzels from out in Pennsylvania, Lancaster, and they make a extra dark pretzel. Ooh, boy. Mm-hmm. I'm not endorsing anything, and I probably shouldn't even mention it because now I'm going to be a food influencer. But before that all happens, let me just give a shout out to the good people at Uncle Jerry's.
Oh, nice.
Guy makes a badass pretzel. Do you eat pretzels?
Yeah, I love pretzels.
Oh, then you got to look up Uncle Jerry's.
Yeah, I know a few of them. I think it's like Snyder's and Hanover were the two that I knew, or like Pennsylvania pretzel companies. But
yeah, those are good.
But yeah, that was funny. When I went to the movie theater, and I think one other place, maybe it was like a ball game that we went to. Didn't they have like a giant pretzel, like a soft? I forget where it was, but at the movie theater, there's a pretzel. It was $18, and I was like, "Ooh!" I go, "That's a little pricey." And he's, "Oh, it's extra. It's like the size of your steering wheel." And I was like, "I don't know if that's not the best movie salesmanship. Like, get that steering wheel pretzel."
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't want the show to be, is just giant sizes of foods.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just don't want it to be like, oh, eating the gigantic thing you can't fit your mouth around.
Yeah, just
I feel like
for the sake.
Yeah, there's been plenty of those shows.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want mine to be about the joy of eating everything.
Right. Yeah. Actually, it's funny. One of the guys at the party had eaten at the Jiro Dreams of Sushi place. Had just eaten there like the last week.
Oh, really?
You know, yeah. And that reminded me of like, yeah, guy. just going to a place that like the guy makes one thing the best, you know, for 80 years.
So good. Yeah. I've met some amazing people on this shooting this show so far.
Oh, yeah?
Sure.
So like chefs or like people that have changed careers to follow food?
Both of those. And also families. Lots of great families that are opened up these bakeries together. You know, there's the one thing you kind of realize running around is that, you know, people get into it because they just love it. They just love some kind of baking. They've done something and it kind of, which has kind of happened to me with my sourdough, where it kind of just takes over and you just really enjoy it. And that usually is not a bad person. Like usually, like there's not a lot of a-holes that get into baking.
Right.
And when they end up creating a shop, if you create a bakery or a donut shop or a place like that, it's not really like a necessary place. It's like the arts in a way. It's like practically you don't really need it to survive. The community doesn't need it to survive, but the community is much better off if there's one if there's one around.
Yeah, definitely.
Like if you walk into a bakery, you're going out of a choice. You're either celebrating something or you're going to get yourself a little treat. It's a little exit ramp off of the fury that is the rest of your day, the rest of your life.
Right, and it also just depends on like there was a place in Hoboken that's like a stuffed cupcake place. I think it's called Jarrett's. And and it was like the stuffed cupcake place that's just kind of like near the ferry in Hoboken. And then I was like, "Oh, how did you guys start doing this?" And like, oh, they're from upstate New York. So they're literally like from like my town in upstate New York was where the person grew up, and then they, ended up moving to Hoboken. So they have 2 stores, both in those places. And so both of those communities get to have this like special thing that like how many places have a stuffed cupcake place that's like famous,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Like pretzels. Everybody in Pennsylvania gets to have these amazing pretzels. For what? Why is that you don't grow pretzels in Pennsylvania? It's like this.
Yeah, they just had some Germans that came over and settled and made them really special.
Yeah,
it's really
that's
all
pretty
comes
cool.
down to. Yeah. So I think it's going to be pretty great. So anyway, I think you should find some Jerry's pretzels if you can.
Jerry's,
if you're a pretzel
okay.
fan. Yeah. Again,
Yeah,
I am
definitely.
not endorsing this, but this is just a little treat that I have here on my desk here at the hotel in New York City.
It seems like you're endorsing
which by the way, the other night I come back from filming and I'm in my hotel room and I'm really tired. I'm just gazing out the window, which I love to do when I'm in the New York City. Is just you have a nice view of everything. There's so much going on, and there's a hotel right across from me, and I'm gazing out there, and I'm looking in all the windows of the other hotel. I see 2 people, naked as jaybirds, going to town.
Tom, you can't say that. You're a peeping Tom.
I'm telling you, just going to town.
I smell this week's Out in America.
Oh, yeah. I really should put that in there, actually.
Peeping Tom.
Really
Through no fault of your own.
I wasn't looking for it. If a couple is completely naked and going off like that, they want everybody to see.
Yeah, I think you
open.
got a lawsuit on your hands, I think.
Yeah, I was violated. I was just trying. That reminds me when my kids were little, we were walking down what's it called? The High Line in New York. They have that walkway like the old train tracks along the west side.
I don't think I've been there.
Oh, it's beautiful. Changed the whole neighborhood. This one little path. It's amazing. And we were walking along, and there's a hotel there, and my daughter's just like walking along and looks up, and there's just this naked dude staring down at everybody on the High Line. It was so funny. You can see a lot of cool things here in New York.
Yeah, I don't think I'm trying to think. Oh, I did. Me and another comic were working at this. There's like a resort in Sun Valley, Idaho, and we were just walking. It was one of those places that has like all the ice sculptures and stuff like that. And he seemed like a guy who could spot who was looking for this. But he did like, hey, look, there's a naked chick in that window. And it is weird how you are more self-conscious than they are. You know what I mean? Like, you're just outside, and it's
They're
like
more powerful.
if you got caught looking at them through an open window, then you'd feel like, why? Hey, what are you looking at? Almost like looking at somebody's phone or something, Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think that's what the power of like someone who's like a flasher. You do it, they're like it's like throwing water in someone's face. It's like they're frozen for a second, and you're just like, ha.
Yeah, that went out. That was like a very specific amount of time that it was just like the trench coat with the hat flasher guy, right?
Yeah, right, the old timer. Oh man! All right, well, I have to go. This has to be a little short today because I've got to get to the Village Underground for this Unmasked event.
Cool, man. Well, good luck. I'm going through my computer because everything's bogged down, but I'm trying to get together some videos and stuff to put up for the Patreon. So
cool.
I'm just gonna
I'll post some book stuff also.
Okay, cool. Yeah, man. Well, good luck and let me know when you're coming back here.
All right,
you should just buy a bus and take it back cross country.
I know. Maybe I can get a bus. Maybe, and we'll try and do the Patreon podcast maybe tomorrow or Thursday.
Okay, cool.
And we'll add that in. And if anybody wants to join, this is the month to do it because it's free for the month of June. Free for the month of June.
Get your free extras.
Yeah, and but this should be calming down. We knocked out the bread show, and now we're going to knock out this book thing for the next couple weeks, and we should be coming back to comedian normality sometime soon. All right, enjoy your life, everybody.